Hey guys, I am here today to make you your meal planning video. Please don't laugh at my blanket, it's cold where I am. I'm freezing. Um, but I can't work with a bunch of stuff on my arms because I'm trying to type and grab some stuff. So I'm just going to sit in the blanket for now. Um, so today we're going to talk about meal planning, and I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can, but honestly, there's a lot I want to cover. A lot of people will teach you one little piece of meal planning, but I think that there's so much thought that goes into it before the meal plan comes together, after the meal plan's in process, continuing to track, and things like that. But I think I feel like there's a lot of steps, and I want to make sure that I cover them all with you. So, in my opinion, what you want to do before you start even making a meal plan is decide first what foods are you absolutely not going to include on your meal plan. For the most part, I would say avoid your dairy, avoid your wheat, things that most adults in America are sensitive to at some level, if not completely intolerant to. Um, and of course, it's going to be up to you how far you're taking this. So if this is the first time you've ever made a meal plan, maybe you don't write Doritos on your meal plan, but if you're still learning and this is your first time, maybe you move into like a whole grain cracker or something else. We're not going to take you right from, oh, I was eating Doritos and now I eat celery and almonds, right? That's crazy. So, because you won't stick to that and your family will revolt. But what we can do is still at least make some healthy substitutions. So figure out what you're for sure not going to buy. That's where I always start. So, no cake, no cookies. Maybe for you, what you're not going to buy is full fat ice cream, but you might consider an ice cream that's maybe they make like fluffier ones, so it kind of takes up more space. It's still all like natural or whatever, but you get more and it's less calories, that sort of thing. Um, Whatever it is. So maybe for you, you're making a small substitution, but decide what you're not going to buy. Then do an inventory of what you already have. So I can do an inventory of my refrigerator and my cupboards really fast because I know exactly where I keep everything, and I've been doing it for so long. I know exactly how many cans of the tomato sauce, organic tomato sauce from Costco I have. I can see how many organic chicken stock boxes I have. Quickly look how many chicken breasts do I have left. Are we completely out of ground turkey? Do we have any left? Where are we at? What do we have? Now I'm not saying you need to go and make this whole long list, but be aware of the things that you buy on a regular basis so you're not overbuying. I know that like my fiance still does eat dairy and he will have Greek yogurt with granola and berries, but it's very common that I buy too much Greek yogurt because I don't eat it. I don't ever know how much is in there. So when I pop my head in there, if I'm doing a good job, I take the lid off and I look. And if I'm doing a bad job, I don't really look. So you want to make sure that you're not wasting money because one of the big things on making a meal plan, in my opinion, is that it saves you a lot of money. And I want to make sure that we're doing that properly. So take an inventory of what you do have that you will be using again. You put maybe you make a soup and it's got lentils in it and you've got 3 cans. You don't need another can, right? So figure out, again, what you're not going to buy, absolutely not coming home with you. What do you have in the house now? And then this is a recommendation that's for people who are trying to save money when they grocery shop, and they still want to eat healthy, is go grab all the grocery store ads. Go grab all the grocery store ads and see what meats are on sale, what produce is on sale, what healthier items are on sale this week. Now that takes some time to kind of learn, how much should chicken cost per pound. I'm not as good at that because I do buy a lot of my stuff at Costco because they do have a lot of organic meats at Costco. My best friend's much better at it because she does more individualized shopping, so she could tell you off the top of her head how much is a good price for a chicken. Which you can Google that in your area. It's different for everyone. Otherwise, I would have looked it up and told you, but it's different in every state. So figure out what is on sale. So if you see that, chicken breasts are on sale and asparagus is on sale and you're pretty excited about one of the Greek yogurts that you really like, they're all on sale, that's a good place to start. Okay, good. Now I know what we've got in the fridge. I know what we're not going to buy. I know what's on sale, what we can save some money with. Let me quickly look at this and see what can I do with this. Now, This is where we sort of have to take a step back and figure out how much food do you need to be buying. So what I recommend is that you figure out for you how many calories you're supposed to be eating, and I recommend you do it for your spouse as well. Now, for children, obviously, this is very different because they eat differently than we do. They eat more, um, well, they should. I don't know how you're feeding them, but they should be eating sort of more on their own schedule because they have their bodies digest differently and they have different times that they should be eating and things like that. So I don't know how much you want to take that into consideration, but for yourself, at a minimum, what I'd recommend that you do is that you calculate your calories. Now, what's cool about this is every one of the Beachbody programs has a nutrition guide. I have the Combat and the Turbo Fire here with me right now. And they both have a calculation in them for how much you should be eating. And the Combat one I really enjoy because it's actually really simple. I'm just going to verify something really quickly to make sure I'm not making this up. So I believe it's your body weight times 17. Now this only works if you're working out, right? It doesn't work if you're not working out because then there's calories taken into consideration that wouldn't necessarily be in here. In that case, you'd have to use the other formula. You wouldn't be able to use this. Yeah, okay. Body weight times 17. That's what you'd want to eat if you were working out 5 days a week at least. Now, in the Turbo Fire guide, it's actually a little bit more specific to people who maybe aren't working out or have different types of workouts. That one is simply your body weight times 10, and then you take your activity level, and you take that number that was your body weight by 10, and you times it by either 0.1, 0.2, or 0.3, whether you sit at a desk all day like I do, that's going to be a 0.1. Maybe you're more active and you chase your kids around a little bit and things like that. Maybe you're 0.2. And maybe you don't sit down. You like deliver UPS packages. You're a park ranger. Like you do not sit down during the day. Like you're so like, oh, thank God, a chair at night. You'd be times 0.3. So I usually weigh around 170 pounds. So I will do it off that just to make it easier and as an example for you guys. So the body weight is 170 times 10, right? 1700 times 0.1 for me. So I just sit here all day. An extra 170 calories. That's 1700 plus 170. And then it says to add in the calories from your exercise. If you're not exercising, you wouldn't add anything here. But if you're doing something, then you would add that in. So let's say I burn 500 calories in a workout. Then I'm at 2370. Now it says subtract your calorie deficit. So what you want is you want a 500 calorie deficit per day. And you don't want more than that really. You can kind of get up to 700 or 800, but anything towards 1,000 range is actually going to have the opposite effect and you're going to gain weight. So 2370 minus, let's say 800. Like, let's say I'm really wanting to lose some weight. I want to push this as far as I can. I need to bring in 1,570 calories into my body every day that I work out. And I apologize, the calculation for Combat is not your body weight times 17, it's your body weight times 12. I apologize. So either one of those will work. And then when you take your body weight times 12, go ahead and minus the 500, 1540. They both come around to the same area. But the only difference is if you don't work out, then you can't use the workout formula, so you would need to eat just a little bit less, right? You still can't have a big deficit. You still have to eat a reasonable amount of calories. You can't have more than 1,000 below, but there's a couple of ways to find it. So figure out how many calories you need to take in. And then what I recommend, take a look at what you have, you take a look at what's on sale, and you go through the books. Many of you are on the Inferno plan. If you're working with me, you have some sort of Beachbody meal plan, and go, okay, well, I know I need 1,570 calories, and I know that I'm supposed to eat between 4 and 6 times a day, about, right? So I will start my day with, I'm gonna go with, I'm like really hungry right now, so this is like a bad time for me to do this. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the Rainbow Scramble for my lunch, and that's just eggs and a grapefruit, some extra things, some vegetables and things like that. And I know that's 213 calories. Cool. Well, I know that if I'm starting at 1570 and I'm minusing 213, I have 1300 calories to go. Okay, cool. Well, the first snack in here is Shakeology. Um, the vegan Shakeology that I have here has 160 calories in it by itself. Now I'm probably going to add some almond milk, so there's a few more calories there. And those are the kind of things that you guys can simply Google. You can look in MyFitnessPal. You can look on Spark People. You can simply do what I'm about to do, which is how many calories are in a cup of almond milk. For some reason, I think that it's only 40, but I haven't. I don't want to give you guys the wrong number. It's 40, okay. So I have 160 in my Shakeology, and I have 40 in my almond milk, so I know I'm taking another 200 calories off. Cool. I have 1,157 calories to go. Oh, well, let's put in my turbo flour, guys. There's a lot of good recipes on here. So that was my breakfast. That was my snack. So maybe for lunch, I'm like feeling this turkey burger. Yeah, I would love a turkey burger right now. Well, this turkey burger recipe with the whole wheat bun and the barbecue sauce and onions, tomatoes, lettuce, and the patty and all that is 321 calories. Cool. 836 calories to go. And you continue like this. And maybe you have your own recipe. I have a soup that I make. I have a salad that I make. Well, I put them into my MyFitnessPal as recipes, and I tell it how many servings, and it breaks it down for me, so I know how many calories are in all of that. So once you have this, once you've done this one time, it's in your head. Like, you're good to go, because you're like, oh, okay, well, I know how much that dinner is. I know how much the breakfast is, about 200 calories. And so if you go 200, 200, 300, 200, 200, 300 throughout the day, you'll get all your calories in. They'll all be nutritious, and you'll never feel deprived. So once you figure out how many calories you need, what food you have, you can look at these recipes and go, okay, what am I going to make? And what's really cool about this is it's time consuming the first time you ever do it, but I can do our entire week of meal planning, inventory included, in 20 minutes. Like, it's nothing. It takes me no time because I know how many calories are in things. I know how to repeat breakfasts. There are many weeks where I have the same breakfast 4 days in a row because it's easier to figure out how many calories it's supposed to be, and I know I can count on it. I don't have to think about it. It's not complicated. I know that I can buy my organic eggs at Costco in the thing of 24, and then that'll last the whole week, and I don't have to think of buying additional ingredients. So that's where I save money. People always ask me, why is your Costco bill so low? I'm like, because I know what I'm doing. I go in there and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have chicken most of these nights. We'll have a organic fed grass beef a couple of other nights, and maybe we'll do a steak or something, or a fish or a shrimp or whatever on this day. Well, I buy the same frozen wild caught shrimp from Costco every probably once a month because we have it maybe once a week, so it lasts all week. I buy my chicken breasts in bulk. They're organic grass fed chicken breasts. They come in six, so I get like 12, I guess, 12 at a time. And the beef comes in three, whatever. So that's easy for me to go, okay, well, I need chicken breast for my soup. Okay, cool. I need chicken breast for these two dinners. Okay, cool. It looks like I need chicken breast for that chicken paleo lunch salad. Okay, cool. That's going to be 8 chicken breasts. Awesome. I'll get the pack of 12. We're good. Some of that will carry over, and that's why we do an inventory. So that's what I look at when I am putting my meal plans together. And what's cool about there being such a large variety in all of these books, and frankly, the fact that you have the freaking internet. There's a club membership, which has a full customizable meal planner. You can look through all of those recipes. You can Google it. You can use any of the books from any of the Beachbody programs, and you can figure out what it is that you like and don't like. Like, people are like, dieting sucks. Yeah, dieting does suck, but eating healthy doesn't. Just getting to eat. I don't know about you guys, but like the ants on a log, the celery, peanut butter, and raisins. To me, it feels like a cheat food because, well, put peanut butter on anything and I'm sold, right? But it's like a fun thing from when you were a kid, and that is a healthy snack that's 127 calories. Um, and if you like that, you can eat it at 3 o'clock every day for the rest of your life. That's totally fine. It's not like anything is wrong with doing that. One little fun fact that I learned recently was that the fewer different foods you eat, the less your taste buds will crave. Because your taste buds change based on what your habits are. They're not stuck at any point. There's no point in your life where your taste buds are set. They constantly are changing. So if you stick to your same healthy foods, you will stop being like, oh, I wish I could have that other thing. Your taste buds will kind of forget about them, which is cool. So don't be afraid to eat the same thing all the time. For me, same food, 4 meals a day, and then I like to cook. I enjoy to cook. I taught myself how to cook so that I could eat healthy. So I enjoy making a different dinner every night. I really do. And I put a lot of planning into that, and I pick out, what's going to be in it and all of that. But you don't have to do that. You can also eat the same thing for dinner every night if that's something you want to do. If you have kids, that might be a hard one to get away with, but they're always like, again. But so that's how I come up with my plan. So I figure out what are the foods am I going to make? How many times am I going to repeat it this week? If I'm going to have the same breakfast, cool. I just need eggs and what was it, tomatoes and some vegetables? Cool. And then I go, okay, well, my breakfasts are done. Well, now, I mean, what else can I use eggs for? What else can I use these tomatoes for? What if I have leftover asparagus? What can I do with that? And I try to make sure I'm buying the least amount of food possible and making it go over the multiple meals. And that will come with time as you practice, I promise you. Now, the thing is, now you know what we're not going to buy, what's not coming home no matter what. We know what you have, what's on sale. Maybe you realize that some of that produce is on sale, and you go, well, yeah, the recipe calls for zucchini, but asparagus is on sale. I'm making a substitution. I'm an adult. I can make that decision, right? Um, so you figure all that out. You figure out how many calories you need, so you know how many meals you need each day, and you're all ready to go. But now, what do you do? Because everyone's like, this is confusing to people because they're like, do I write it on paper? That sounds like I need a spreadsheet. It's freaking complicated. Like, what are you doing? I think that there are a lot of ways to do this. All the way from the just make a really easy list, all the way to what my fiance really enjoys is what time, what am I eating, what supplement am I taking, what's happening. Give me an exact. I want to know if it's at 1/3 of a cup. So he works all the way on that side. So I have one thing here that I thought I would. Well, I have a couple things here, but I have one thing here that I thought I would share with you. If you're just starting, this is a little notepad that I got off Amazon for $6. I really enjoy this because it says what to eat, and it says the dinner column, and then it says is it dine in or dine out. So because I know sometimes you have plans, right? So Thursday you're like, I don't need a meal for Thursday night because I'm good to go. Now this is conducive to the way that I plan because my breakfasts and lunches and snacks are the same all the time. My dinners are different. So this works really well for me because I can simply say my breakfasts are going to be, I've got two options. I have eggs, maybe I'm doing some amaranth greens, right? With maybe some cranberries or something. And I'm just alternating those throughout the week. My lunches, I'm doing a paleo Waldorf salad or a paleo chicken salad or the soup that I made. And they're all pre-made, it's packaged, it's in the fridge, so I know what to grab. And then my snacks are, okay, maybe I'm going to do that celery peanut butter, or I'm doing an apple and peanut butter, or I'm doing Greek yogurt and granola, or whatever is happening here. Those are the snacks. And then the dinners are laid out. This goes on your fridge. So there's like, you walk in, you go, what am I doing in here? Cool, handled. And then you leave, and there's no wondering what to do. It also helps for me, if you're packing your lunch the night before to go somewhere, you're like, okay, well, I know tomorrow we're having that. So let me grab these things because that's what I'm going to want to eat on a day that we're having that. Or I know I work late tomorrow, whatever. So that's one way to do it. Now, one thing that we do in our house is we do a lot of stuff. So we do, of course, we drink the Shakeology every day. When we work out, we drink the pre-workout formula. And I take supplements like calcium is one of them, especially this particular calcium because it's not made out of like seashells and rocks and what most calcium is made out of. It's real calcium, and it really does help women. It helps fat loss and all of that. Now, these are things that can be complicated on top of a meal plan. So I've actually had an Excel sheet document that I made, a Google document actually, where I simply listed time on one. Then I listed what we were doing, so Shakeology, and then the serving size of whatever that was, and then the total calories next to it. What was nice about that is a lot of copy and paste, right? Drag. Because if I have E&E and I work out 5 days a week, well, 5 days a week I can just drag that across and say at X the time you're having your E&E, which stands for energy and endurance, by the way. If I know that I'm having Shakeology as my morning snack or my 3 p.m. snack or however I'm doing it, I can put it there, put the 200 calories that we talked about, and just drag it across. It's not going to change. And then I can see as I'm putting in everything, I can go, oh, I still need X number of calories for dinner. That's cool that I eat a lot of calories that day because I kind of wanted to make a paleo lasagna. That's got bison in it and bacon. So it's got a lot of calories. It's all natural for you, right? But I need a little bit more wiggle room. So that is another way to do it. You can get a little more complicated. Now, the third way that I found that's helpful for people who are on the go or are more electronics people, you can put everything in your MyFitnessPal tracker in advance. Now, for me, I was really good at always doing it just one day at a time, one day before. And that way, I knew what dinners I was going to make, but I didn't have a plan of which day I was making what. I knew what they were going to be. I had all the ingredients because I did all my prep work, but I would sort of be like, well, how do I feel? How much time do I have tonight? How long did work go? How difficult are people being? Do I need to make something that takes 5 minutes or do I have an hour? And so each day, the day before, I would, the night, put it in for the next day. And what's cool is you can copy the day before. So again, if you're repeating meals, copy the day before, you're good to go. You're like, I know I'm having the same breakfast or I'm having the same 3 o'clock snack. No worries. Then you see what is missing for you at the end of the night. MyFitnessPal sits there and tells you how many more calories you have to go. And you go, okay, cool. And that's when you get back out the book. You go online and you can literally search. You guys, you search this. 300 calorie dinners. Like, I didn't even need to finish typing it. It just comes right up. And I have first Google result. 30 nights of 300 calorie meals. 11 easy recipes for 300 calorie dinners. 300 calorie dinner ideas. 300 recipes under 300 calories, which is the Hungry Ghost cookbook, which I originally started using when I first started to cook. I'm a little bit less likely to put a processed item in food now, so I don't use that book, but it was a wonderful place to start. And so some of these 300 calorie dinners on like the Cooking Light site, there's a chicken pot pie in here that's under 300 calories. There's sweet and spicy shrimp with rice noodles. Oh, that sounds amazing. I want to eat all this food. I'm in the middle of a cleanse. It's probably the worst possible time for me to make this video. There's quite a bit. Steak. Oh, that steak looks good. Okay. So you can find things that meet your calories. So that's some of the ways that I recommend actually laying this out. Now, if you're the kind of person that is actually at home, I do recommend putting something on your refrigerator. Even if you make that Excel sheet, print it. That's what I do or did when Snow was doing Insanity and Body Beast. Some of those programs that are very, very meticulous on like you can have 1/3 of a cup of granola. I did the whole thing in Excel with time of day. He could then walk by and check it off. Like he could cross it out. Like I ate this. We're good. We're done. Or when he was packing his lunch, he'd make sure it was all in there. He'd check it off as he was packing. So I'm home a lot, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, which is nice since I was able to leave my full-time career to do Beachbody coaching. But so I do use this one more than I use anything else now. But that is how I put it together. So my recommendation is that you start out with just 1 week of meal planning and you pick what either looks easiest for you to make, the cheapest for you to buy, your family's going to like it the most, easy or has a lot of like repeated ingredients, and you give it 1 week of trying different things. And then you figure out the next week, what do you want to make again? What was not worth the hassle? What ended up costing more money than you thought? And then like, what do you still have left over that you can repeat? And you keep doing this every week until it literally takes you like under 30 minutes to do this. And then I immediately, as soon as I make the plan, go to the grocery store right then and there. Nothing that's not on the list comes home with me, so that I can't make any little like, oh well, I just want a couple of these little. What Snow had chocolate covered pretzels in here the other day, killing me. Trying to kill me. Stuff like that. Like it just, if it's not on the list, doesn't come home. It saves time, saves money, keeps you from throwing away food that goes bad because you have a plan here, which also saves money, and it keeps you on track. So that is my lesson for today. So the assignment I would say after this is to put your meal plan together in whatever way you're going to take it, whatever way you're going to do it, and then take a picture of it and share it with us. Whether it's in a group or wherever you are seeing this video for the first time, share the picture of your meal plan and then tell us a little bit about what you struggled with and maybe something we can help you with going forward. And then the biggest part's having to stick to it. So I hope that wasn't too long and rambling. I'm not a super naturally organized person, so giving lists like doesn't come very naturally to me, but I really wanted to share with you how it is that I've been successful with my meal planning. So have an awesome rest of your day and good luck. I can't wait to see your meal plans.